Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update and all the physical releases coming to the Switch. We're in the first week of April, or the first full week of April, Monday to Friday, 5th until the 9th. Retail, low print and imports, plus our community spotlight where you can potentially win a prize. And just as a heads up before this episode starts, I tweaked the requirements for pick of the week from now on from our executive producers, as they are ever increasing, which is insane. I didn't think a single person would do it, but now we have 14 of them. 14! That's insane. Thank you ever so much for your support. But I do want to tighten the requirements just a little. Previously, it was the game that looked the most interesting each week, even if they didn't plan on picking it up. Well, from now on, it's going to be a game that they are adding to their wish list for a potential future purchase, or, if they could afford it, or a game that they're actually getting. So don't be surprised if there's fewer picks from now on. And just to reiterate, thank you ever so much for your amazing, kind of insane and probably unwise financial decision to support us in this way. Thank you. Alright, this week's games. Crypt of the Necrodancer is getting a physical release in Europe this week. Sadly, the US version was delayed until end of this month due to production issues. Anyways, in Europe, there's a standard edition as well as a collector's edition, which comes with some nice goodies. A Steambox, a mini soundtrack, a full soundtrack. You get 2 soundtracks in it, that's weird. Enamel pin, bandana, and a fold-out manual. It looks pretty good. The game itself is an absolute indie classic. I have it digitally on my Switch, so I won't be getting this, even though, it does look pretty amazing if you don't own it already. The Legend of Heroez, Trails of Cold Steel 3 is getting its Western debut on the Switch this week. Part of a long and intertwined series of awesome JRPGs, this Legend of Heroez sub-series is very well regarded. On the Switch, we have the 3rd game already, but sadly the first 2 games are missing, which sucks because these ain't no Final Fantasy games. The stories are connected, and many would say essential for getting the most out of what they have to offer. Come on, Exceed, Marvelous, Falcom, NIS America, whoever it is, whoever's decision it is, just get the first 2 games on the Switch, then I will buy them. And Santa Tartaruga chosen this as his pick of the week. WRC 9 is getting its physical release in Europe. It looks like North America will have to wait a little while longer for this one. This kind of says it all on the tin, really. It's a rally game. A pretty good one, though. There's not really that many to choose from on the Switch. Be sure to check out Juan Baby's review of this game, plus his video of how to get full analog acceleration to make the most of it. Lost Words is committing the ultimate crime in North America. This release is getting a lovely code in a box. Does anyone buy these? Hopefully not. We don't see them too often in the community spotlight. Alright, let's jump into the low prints. Doom collection from Limited Run Games was put up for pre-order last week. This contains 3 games in one. Doom 1, 2, and 3. The retro games, the classic ones. I have them digitally on my Switch because they're like insanely super cheap. Limited Run's physical editions, there are 3 editions. A standard release, a special edition which contains all sorts of stuff including a Steambox. There's also a super expensive collector's edition which contains the same stuff plus a shadow box, whatever that is. Looks cool though. Have to give credit where credit is due. If the standard was like the usual $30, I may have actually gotten it, but $40 is just too much for me, especially when I have them digitally already. It's going to be a popular one though. Alolan Jojo, God of Resin, and Punky Dooster, it's their pick of the week. Witch Spring 3 is being released by In Games via Strictly Limited Games with a special version for them. I believe there's a proper retail release planned as well for Europe and North America, because those 2 companies always love a good double helping. First the money from Switch collectors, and then from the general public. The one on Strictly's website, of course, just has too many options. The standard edition, a standard edition with a plushie, a collector's edition, and a collector's edition with a plushie. Of course, this game has been available in Japan and Asia for quite a while now. I managed to snag the now sold out early bird edition, which, looking at what's available now, represented amazing value for money. I mean, a mini collector's edition for less than the price of the standard Strictly release, and I still stand by that the Asian version has the superior artwork of all of them, even this one. I mean, it's just stunning. You can pre-order Strictly Limited's version right now. How long is it going to take? Who knows? Just get the Asian version, guys. Now, I'm not usually in the business of Kickstarters, but Limited Run have snapped up yet another game before it's even out yet. Astral Ascent is a 2D platformer roguelite. If you give 50 of your finest euros, you'll secure yourself a nice limited run physical version in a couple of years, and that's without the inevitable delay. The game is already funded, but I'm sure it could do with a little bit more, as it's a suspiciously low goal. And this is Michael Del Polito's Pick of the Week. Alright, let's jump into the imports. As always, if any of them take your fancy and you'd like to import them for yourself, then there are import links below in the description and the pinned comment. It helps support this little series so ever so much. Thank you ever so much for your wonderful, amazing support. And in return, as a thank you, if you use our links, you can also get a very nice 5% off your order of any physical item from PlayAsia if you use the coupon code SwitchWatchTV while checking out. That's all one word, SwitchWatchTV, while checking out for 5% off any physical item. Muse Dash is a brilliant, colourful rhythm game. It's bursting with content as side-scrolling rhythm action to almost 100 songs with plans to add more in the future. This is so full of style and attitude, it's really hard not to be impressed by it. If you're looking for a kind of theatre rhythm experience, then look no further than this. This Japanese physical release should have English according to the Japanese eShop and PlayAsia's listing, and this is now ranking very high on my wanted list. I'm kind of struggling for expendable cash at the minute, so it may be a while before I get it, but it's definitely an essential one in my opinion. It also has a really awesome looking collector's edition, which I definitely want. There's a sweet like early 90s vibe to the box of it. You get a stand for the Switch, which may help with gameplay, a mini soundtrack, and some stickers. And Elisa, this is her pick of the week. Island is one that visual novel fans will want to keep an eye on. This is a beautiful looking visual novel that we're getting a review for. In fact, it's already done, just hold on a few days. If you can't wait, then don't worry, since this is a really good one, as you will have found out in our visual imports list a couple of days ago. It's full of mystery, full of twists and turns, like a twisty, turny thing. It's very twisty. It's made by the same people as the Grisaya series, so you know there's quality and brilliant art to go along with it. This Japanese exclusive release does have English, so it is perfect for importing for visual novel fans. Silver Star Japan Table Games is a 4-in-1 pack of cheap, crappy looking table games, a couple of card games, a mahjong game, and a chess game that looks like complete arse. This may be one for like only the truest of hardcore collectors, since of the 4 games, one of them does have English, and it's the really terrible looking chess game that was probably a free phone game 10 years ago. Anybody gonna get this one? Probably not. Alright, let's jump into the Let's Get Physical spotlight. Remember, if you're showed off in this series, then you'll be in with a chance of winning a physical Switch game. This month's prize is Chronos. Why? Because it was cheap. It was really, really cheap. And I only want the best for you guys. Firstly, me. This week, I want to show off Tanuki Justice from Pixel Heart. This is the European version that's available on their website as well as other retailers out there. This is a modern retro arcade platformer. It gives me massive vibes of a game that you'd find on like the Master System back in the day. Honestly, it's a surprising amount of fun. It's not essential, but I think if you're from that era, this is a perfect game really, because it's exactly how you remember games back in the day, but with nostalgia goggles firmly on. This is how you remember them, not how they actually were. You play those old ass games and, you know, they're fun, but like way more archaic than you probably remember. Well, Tanuki Justice it's just a nice, false retro experience. It is tough, but doable, fun, a lot of variety. Obviously, the mileage will only go so far, so the value may not align with what's good for you, but I'm really happy that I have it physically. It's just pick up and play anytime. I like that Pixel Heart do modern retro really well. They know how to pick games. This is getting a physical release in North America. It's due sometime in the next couple of weeks, last time I checked in with those guys. And if you're in North America, you can get the cover variant over there from VGNY Soft, Video Games New York. Check that out. Alright, on to you lot. But first, next week we are having a theme. The theme next week is to choose your favorite collector's editions of games. I would say 1 or 2 to keep it focused. It could be thanks to the artwork, the game itself being special to you, or the goodies inside that make you think it's awesome. Which ones are your favorite? You know, I'm not a personal big fan of collector's editions myself. You know, usually I don't have the space, but I know some of you are, and I want to see which ones are your favorites. But this week, Aegis OG, many thanks for using our links and codes to pick up these 3 fine games. Shirin the Wanderer, great stuff. Caladrius Blaze in the middle there, which comes with a metal sleeve, which is nice. Vey got in a massive haul of games. See, even Japan got Crash 4, but Europe didn't. That is insane. He also got in the recent essential import of Cross Rays Platinum Edition. PM Prime also got in Caladrius Blaze, interesting. Katana Kami up there at the top, which is a really nice import exclusive. I'm so surprised Limited Run didn't have this one. PC Riot sent in this picture with a few Darkly games. I do want to pick up Dragon Mark for Death. I think it went under the radar, especially with the digital release being like super confusing. Strange Storyline sent in these games showing off the recent Monster Hunter, which makes plenty more appearances this week. Bo sent in this photo showing off Pioneers of Olive Town, the collector's edition, and managed to snag the pre-order Buffalo, which is always a great incentive to buy the game early. Yo Daddy showed off these games. Seems like Trover Saves the Universe finally got sent out by Limited Run. I think this is the first time we've seen it, I'm not sure. Captain Slow showed off his recent purchases. That is a lot of quality, including a few visual novel imports too. Remember last week I made a video showing all the visual novel imports with English. Check it out if you missed it. Peter Clark, thanks for using our links and codes. That massive Steins Gate Collector's Edition is on sale on PlayAsia. In fact, it's the same price as the standard edition right now. Totally Simon, many thanks for using our links and codes on some of these games. A fine selection of games. Mr. Driller, Steam Prison, Fight Crab, classic. Visipon got in If My Heart Had Wings, the collector's edition from PlayAsia. Thanks for using our links and codes. And the same with Lucci. Lucci got in the beautiful visual novel too and unboxed it to show everyone. Thanks for using our links and codes. The Cigar Trucker showed off these Children of Mortar, such beautiful artwork, and I just love how kind of dumb Enter the Gungeon looks. God of Resin picked up these games, an alternate cover for Stranger Things, and I kind of want Penny Punching Princess. I've seen it really cheap online here, and I like the game well enough in my review from like an aeon ago. Jupa sent in these. The Lost Child is another one that I want. Also, thanks for using our links and code. The English cover of Mr. Driller there. Ike, big thanks for using our links and code on these games too. Oh man, I really want the Ringo double pack. The games look so cool. Maybe cooler than they actually play, but you know, I love the concept and I really want it. Elisa picked up these games, a double helping of Ori, sandwiching Bladed Fury there in the middle. Boombox got in these games, Golden Force on the left, really nice action platformer. I liked it a lot in my review and showed it off physically recently. Punky Dooster, thanks for using our links on a couple of these games alongside some low print stuff like Doom 64. I kind of want that. I think Best Buy are getting a version of this too, but sadly, Best Buy is like still half a world from me, literally. The One, thanks for using our links and codes on these two. The Japanese version of Sea of Solitude and SD Gundam Genesis, the Southeast Asian version, the one with English. I was hoping to get this locally, but I'm not having any luck. I only can see the Chinese version here, so that's why there's been no review. I want it. Jim Wiley, thanks as always for using our code. A massive haul of games. I spy the premium sound edition of Kamen Rider up there at the top. That's a very specialized import. Love the artwork for it. Also adding a bit of class with Panty Party Perfect Body Edition. Blue Brito, thanks for using our links and some of these. One Step from Eden there. Lucky he's Portuguese, so you can actually, play this import fairly well. Unlike us English speakers. Alolan Jojo got in Monster Hunter, like 4 million other people out there so far. And Girls und Panzer, a very obscure Asian import exclusive. H&F, thanks for using the code on the absolute classic Final Fantasy IX alongside Steam Prison, an Otomi visual novel with great artwork. Gannikus picked up these recent games. Oh man, they had Gun Lord X back in stock, the collector's edition, which is what I wanted, but they would only send to the UK if I spent £135, which wasn't gonna happen, so I started crying. Goma got in these games recently. One of a good few to pick up Saviors of Sapphire Wings, the double pack, that's on my list for sure. JCrod7776 got in a nice haul of games. You can see the US story of Seasons, slightly chunkier than the European one. I wonder what made that into such a breeze block. Alright, let's have a roundup. Joel Parker, Fluttershout, Cartoon Soren, Mayrin, Flower Angel Rave, Craw, Marcio Quintanillero, Pabs, Lars, Adam J, Robin Hatherall, Sky Racer, Cookie Corey, Kozai Hard, Jaytin, Lord Thanos, Adam Karaskilo, Ninja Darkovia, Andrew Kelly, Chewit, Jose Torres, Choco Loco James, Nintendo Gamer Gal, Etienne, Palmer, De Feliz, Geese Nuts, Craig Morgan, Micromaniac, Brandon Fenton, Neverbirth, Champ Dancer, Golbat Lover, Canuck, V, Raven Knight, Parsnip Coffee, Jason Woodbury. Please send me your pictures over on Twitter at SoWhatAboutGame. You can DM me or you can tag me in a post and use the hashtag Let's Get Physical. You can also send it via email at switchwatchspotlight@gmail.com. Please don't use our old email address. It's absolutely pants. Plus, we have a Discord, which is always a nice way for us to have a chat with you guys, and you can send your pictures there in the submission section. Please only send me one picture per week. And remember, next week, we're having a theme. The theme is your favorite collector's edition of games. I would say 1 or 2 or 3, you know? Don't send me like 20 of them, okay? Just choose most favorite ones, okay? Remember, it could be the artwork, the game itself being special, or the goodies that are inside. And I can't wait to see what you're going to show me. Right, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of New Physicals. Special thanks to our executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Jonathan Room, Organica, Santa Tartaruga, Alolan Jojo, Alexander Cato, J. Crotch 7776, Elisa, Punky Dooster, Michael Del Polito, and our brand new executive, Cigar Trucker. Thank you ever so much for your insane support. And you watching right now, yes you, if you watched all the way here, then you're an absolute legend and I love you. Because the longer you watch, the more YouTube likes us. So as always, in the comments, if you watched all the way through, give me a fist bump in the comments so I know who you are. And I can say thank you with a fist bump back. Alright guys, here are some of our other stuff, bargains, physical stuff, and of course our other channel where we just talk about PS5 and Xbox content. We'll see you guys over there. Take care. Have a good one.